Hi there, and welcome to Sit Down Comedy with John Schneeberger. And it just so happens that I'm John Schneeberger. And I call it Sit Down Comedy because I'm sitting down as opposed to standing up. You get it? It's online stuff. It's all you get these days. No human contact because of you know what. So, anyway, being that this is comedy and that we want this to be interactive, I want you all to take a deep breath and get prepared for comedy here. So, take a deep breath and breathe it in, and then ha 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 ha. Do it again. Do it again. Deep breath, expand the diaphragm. And ha 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 ha. Good. Are we all ready to go then? All right. So here comes the comedy. It's going to be coming at you like rapid fire. So I hope you're prepared for this. My first topic is goat cheese. Um, I'm for the new goat cheese. They made a major innovation. They've gotten rid of the shit taste. And I think this is a winner. I think this is a winner. You know, I've been encouraged by my wife to eat goat cheese for many years. And I was like, honey, it's good. It's creamy. It's delicious. I know it's good for you. It's better for your stomach. But there's that shit taste. I can't quite get over the shit taste. And she was convinced that I should eat this stuff. So she put it in various recipes. And, oh, you haven't tried it this way. You haven't tried it that way. After a while, she stopped telling me she was putting it in there. And she just sort of see if she could camouflage it, put it in there, and really, you know, disguise it. And, I would smile and nod and say, oh, it was delicious, dear. That was great. And she wouldn't tell me that there was anything like that in there. And then I'd go, about an hour or so later, I'd go, goat cheese, right? And she'd go, oh, darn. It's kind of like those people at Kashi always trying to disguise the taste of buckwheat. The burnt plastic taste of buckwheat. It's a feature in every single Kashi product that you ever can get. And so they run into the same thing there. I'm sure that their focus groups are going, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, we really like this new oat quinoa crackling kamut crunch cereal you got here. What's that funny aftertaste? I like, well, that's the signature buckwheat that we put in there. Yeah, well, anyway. It reminds me of, you see, I'm really quite old, so my references are kind of old. I remember, ever see the movie Soylent Green, where you had old Chuck Heston at the end going, Soylent Green is made of people! It's people! Uh, these days, they would have co-opted old Chuck Heston and had him, be in charge of redeeming the image after the horrible scandal of the fact that Soylent Green was made of people. And you can imagine them bringing him in and says, Chuck, we really think you're going to like this. We've worked on the formula, and we think we've got a Soylent Green that's going to have everything that people expect. Good flavor, and also addresses some of your concerns. Says, well, good. Let's try it. This is Chuck Heston. And so they give it to Chuck, and he goes, oh, this is wonderful. This is great. You've made a great contribution. We're going to be able to feed the world. But there are no people in it, right? And they go, well, wait, there can't be any people in it. Well, there's just a little bit. I said no people. Well, there's so many of them around these days, it's hard not to use them. I will not endorse a product that has people in it. And they said, well, Chuck, there's a little people in all foods these days. I mean, a little bit. I mean, there's kind of background levels of people. And that argument, the background levels of people, that's one that will sway old Chuck Heston, and he'll sell out. It's true. So, this medium is very interesting. Everybody seems to need to express their opinion. It's very important. But it's very dangerous, as well as you know. There's a lot of kooky things on the internet, and this, I hope, is a contribution to that tradition. But this tradition of people expressing themselves has gotten out of hand, and it's gotten us into a horrible situation. Horror that we find ourselves in right now is all due to the fact that about 60 years ago, somebody asked a young Donald Trump what his opinion was. And the response was, "Oh, really, Donald? That's very good. All the Mexicans? Really?" And it should have been, "Look, you little shit, shut the fuck up. And if I hear you say that again, I'm going to smack you one." That would have saved us all a lot of trouble, now wouldn't it have? Now, people often ask me in my dreams my opinion. And I usually spare them. But not now, because this is humor and this is YouTube and this is what we do. And so some other things I like to talk about is big data. Now, big data is influencing and is invading our privacy. And I really wish big data would figure me out. I'm absolutely convinced they have no idea who I am. I mean, I do the Netflix, I do the Amazon, I do the Twitter, I do the Facebook, I click on things on Google all the time. They should have me figure it out yet. They keep making recommendations to me. I'm like, what? I think they think I'm a gay World War II buff. They're I don't know. Their algorithms are not working. I get Gordon Peterson videos recommended to me. I watched one once. It was pretty good. He's a frickin' idiot. I never want to see him again. I watched him 3 times. No, I'm not an incel. I don't have mommy problems. Well, I do, but as I promised you earlier, I'm not going to share that. I've got a new product that I'm going to be advancing, a new thing for people to do online in this age of pandemic. And I'm really excited about this. It's called Zoom Strip Poker with the video feed turned off. Works great. You can imagine it, right? You say, "Okay, you lose. Take something off." You're talking to a little box on the screen with somebody's name on it. And they're like, "Okay, I'm taking it off." Oh, I can only imagine. Oh, this is so titillating. And it would be actually a lot of fun here in the North, Take a little longer because, the first thing would be, "I'm taking off my stocking cap." And then on a real losing streak, we get down to the parka maybe, and maybe the gloves at a certain point. The other thing I want to share with you personally, and I know that I said I wasn't going to go into personal details, but I had a really bad disease when I was in my 20s. It was a terrible disease. It's a common disease. And I think by sharing my experience, I can help somebody else out there with this same problem. My problem has lots of names, but I like to call it forgetting you're married. Now, you may snicker, but it's a disease. It destroys thousands, millions of lives. Some people never recover. And it's only with the patient help of my wife over many years that I can now say that I am fully recovered. And I can share with you what it looks like when you're fully recovered. When you're asleep and you're having some wonderful dream sequence, it's just marvelous. It's a particular situation it's just unfolding just right. And you're like, "Oh, yes, my dear, let's go do that. This is wonderful. Ah, yeah, it's going along so well." And then all of a sudden you think, "Wait a minute, I'm married." Oh, she must be around here somewhere. Oh, there she is. "Hi, dear. We were just talking about you." And then I wake up and I say, "John, it's a dream. It's a dream. You can do that in your dreams." But you're cured, so that's good. As a matter of fact, and I know I said I wasn't going to be personal about this, but I want to let you know about my fantasy life. And my fantasy life exists in an extraordinarily narrow window. Its ecosystem is like this niche ecosystem that exists on the edge of a unstable ecosystem. It's a chimera, you know. It only exists in a certain place and time when I'm in the zone, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm in Colorado and I'm with this person and we're gonna do this and oh, it's gonna be good and oh, and there's a bird and I'm like, oh no, not a bird. Why'd you think of a bird? Oh, it spoils everything. Oh no, not the bird. You know, it really blows my fantasies is when I include myself in them. You know, I'm like, oh, it's going real well, and then I walk in, and then I take off my shirt, and then oh, that gut, and those 15 freckles I've had since I was 7. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. So anyway, that's about me. What else was I going to talk about? All right. I'm going to talk about that. And I'm not going to talk about that either. I might be done. Actually, this might be the last one of these. Who knows? This could be the end. Beautiful friend. It's the end. Well, anyway, till next time. Till I feel uninhibited and want to try this again, please, I don't know, like this? Oh, subscribe. Yeah, you should subscribe. I don't know if I have that set up or not. This is the beginning, so, you know. As you can see, I got dressed for the occasion, and I've got pretty fancy equipment here, so it can only go up from here. Thanks for coming. Bye.